Hi students, how are you? I hope all of you fine. Today we are going to learn about the last part of our chapter, that is the Cholas and their administration. Then, do you know Chola? Yes, Cholas were the rulers of South India. They were the subordinates of the Pallava kings of Kanchipuram. Vijayala, a member of Chola dynasty, captured the Kaveri belt. He built a town Tanjavur and also constructed a temple there. Later his successors, that means the successors of Vijayala, conquered the neighboring regions also, and later the kingdom expanded in size and power. Rajaraja I is considered as the most powerful Chola ruler. His son Rajendra I continued his policies and attacked the Ganga Valley also. Rajaraja I and Rajendra built a lot of temples. The temples of Tanjavur and Gangaikonda Cholapuram are some examples. Temples were the centers of craft production also. These temples were also endowed with land by rulers and other people. During that period, the temples were not only the places of worship, but also the place of economic, social, and cultural life of people. So, it explicit the cultural, social, political, economical life of people through the temple atmosphere and the temple culture. During that period, making of bronze images were also a notable thing. It is a notable particularity. From this part, we understood Vijayala, the founder of Chola dynasty. Rajaraja I was the main ruler of this dynasty, and Rajaraja, Rajendra, and also Vijayala. They extended their dynasty and also their power. They built a lot of temples. Next, we are going to learn about the Chola agriculture and also their irrigation. During their period, the agriculture developed. Before the Chola Empire, the agriculture was developed in other parts of Tamil Nadu. But during the period of Chola Empire, the agriculture developed in Tamil Nadu. Then we must have to check how the Chola period developed their agriculture. During their period, by clearing forest and leveling up a lot of lands, they find the area for cultivation. They made embankments for preventing flood and also a lot of canals constructed to carry water into the field. They grown up 2 crops in 1 year. They developed the irrigation methods also. They dug a lot of wells and also constructed huge tanks to collect the rainwater. Now we learn about the Chola Empire and also about their agriculture. Next we are going to learn about their administrative features. Ur and also Nadu was the main particularity of their administrative features. Then what is the Ur and Nadu? Ur was a general assembly of village. It is the settlement of peasants. It is known as the Ur. What is known as the Ur? Ur is the settlement of peasants. Then what is Nadu? A group of Ur formed together and made larger units. It is called Nadu. So what is the difference between the Ur and Nadu? Ur is the general assembly of village. It is the settlement of peasants. And a group of Ur formed together and made larger unit. It is known as the Nadu. Managing justice and the collection of taxes were some of the duties of these village council and also Nadu. Then we are going to check about certain type of lands. The land grants are often received by Brahmins. They are called the Brahmadaya. This land was looked after by an assembly or sabha of prominent Brahmana landholders. The association of traders were known as the Nagara. So, a lot of Chola inscriptions mention several categories of land. Brahmadeya, Shalabhoga, Devadana, Pallichandam, etc. were some of the categories. We learned Brahmadeya is the land gifted to Brahmins. Then what is the Shalabhoga? Shalabhoga is the land for the maintenance of school, for the running of school. Then Devadana. The Devadana is the land gifted to temples. And also Pallichandam, it is the land donated to Jaina institutions. Another famous inscription mentioned about the Chola dynasty is the Uttaramerur inscription. Uttaramerur inscription mentioned about the qualities of a person who would like to be a member of the Sabha. This inscription says that the person who wished to be a member of Sabha would be the owner of land from which land revenue is collected. And the next, he should have their own homes. And the next quality, he should have an age between 30 to 70 years. And another, he should have a sound knowledge in Vedas. It also mentions that the person should have the capability in administrative affairs. And at last, it is mentioned that the person should be a honest one. In short, from this inscription, we will get a clear evidence about the Chola dynasty, its administration, and also its cultural standard. So, in this chapter, there are also mentioned about China under the Tang dynasty. China established under the Tang dynasty. They remained in power for 300 years. Their capital was Xi'an. And China visited by many foreigners during this period. India was also listed in this time. During this period, the Chinese empire was administered by a bureaucracy recruited by an examination. Now I hope all of you understood the matters mentioned in this video, and I will send you the works related with this video. So all of you must have to watch the video, and after the video you must have to finish your homeworks and send to me in group.